I made this video to create awareness about social anxiety. Not only does this disorder affect my social life, but it plays a massive influence with relationships I have between people. Social anxiety sucks. I was only a few months old when I was brought over from Pakistan by my mum. My brother was 2 years old and my sister was born after my mum's arrival to England. She's British. I remember starting my first primary school at Pound Hill. I couldn't wait to start. I was as joyful and cheery a 5-year-old could be. For some reason though, I couldn't understand why the class didn't like me. I just got negative interactions from other class members. And I can always relate back to the moment of 2 girls stepping well away from me and looking at me in disgust. That was the first time I felt despised and a cold emotion run through my body. I mean, why was I treated like crap? As time got on, I gradually became shyer and shyer. I didn't enjoy lessons as much as I enjoyed break and lunch, and that's where I met 2 of my best friends, Harrison and Daniel. Together we did everything. We sort of exchanged everything as well. Sometime later I had to move because of family issues. I was put into care with my brother and sister, but stayed with my mum. I still don't know what you call those places where you stay with one parent and not the other. I lost all contact with my friends. 2 years later and I was relocated into a rougher area of Park. While living in Red Hill, I had a lot of problem with the kids around our area. Eggs were thrown at our windows. My brothers and I were verbally abused and called packies. I was surrounded by a gang of 10 kids around the estate. One of them came up to me and punched me in the face. I didn't hit back because it felt like I deserved it. My brother, who is older than me, quickly ran down with a cricket bat and chased them off. Typical Asian. I guess it was just the experience of having previous culture issues and life in school. Living in my own house started to feel unsafe, and it almost felt like prison. My teenage years were the worst years. Let's do that bit again. My teenage years were the worst years of my life. When it came to going to secondary school, I remained shy and insecure, and that's when I started feeling completely helpless. It made me feel lonely and depressed. I had no friends, no one to look up to, share a joke with, or to sit with at lunch. I used to be the loner of the school. The very few friends I had weren't even really my friends. They were just people. I used to hate being on my own, so I started hanging around with people who treated me like shit, and I didn't mind it at all. In my first drama class, I was told to perform in front of a class of 4. It was live on stage where I took a risk for the first time simultaneously. The class loved it. They laughed so hard. So lessons after lessons, I gained laughter from my peers, and that led to popularity. It led to girls taking interest in me. And even better relationships with teachers, which I really couldn't imagine happening. I mean, teachers, really? I had everything. I just wanted that feeling to last forever. So after gaining friends and popularity, I started associating with the wrong kind of people. They were the kind of people who many people disliked because they were bullies. And at the time it felt like the right thing to do because I just love socializing. I just love getting to know everyone. And A day came where somehow I got pressured into a fight by class bullies. When it came to the time, I threw a light tap intending to be a punch. The result of that left me bruised on the floor by my opponent. I was then rushed into the medical room. I remember in the medical room crying my eyes out, not because I was in pain or blood was coming out, but because everyone who I thought and trusted, I thought they were there for me. And it turned out all these people who I thought were there for me turned out to be fakes. Time for me after that event just got worse. I was so hurt I couldn't interact with people or tell them how I felt. So as time went past, I started becoming more self-conscious about myself. The way I looked was a problem. I couldn't last a day without not looking in a mirror. My hair had to be perfect. It got so bad that when I used to walk past cars, I would look in the mirror just to check if my hair was okay. I used to be really conscious about my weight. I used to think I was fat when I wasn't at all. I was skinny. Throughout school and sometime in college, I used to stay in the toilets to pass time by. I let people mock my religion in my RE class. I couldn't have felt more low in my life. I completely lost my identity. Thank you for watching my video. If you're one of these people who've experienced the same thing I have, then please check out my part 2 video in which I go through the things I did to improve my social anxiety. I just want to tell you that it does get better. You're you in the present and I'm me of you in the future, and I am telling you it does get a lot better. If you're not one of these kind of people, then let me just clarify something to you. Okay, there's a common misconception that being shy and social anxiety is the same sort of thing, and it's clearly not. I've got a definition here and an answer here, and I'll just read it out to you just to create awareness. So, everyone feels shy once in a while, but typically shyness doesn't prevent people from taking part in activities they enjoy. From my experience, I used to hate doing the activities I enjoyed. It's kind of cliche, I liked the activities, but I didn't perform well in them. People with social anxiety often experience symptoms like sweating, blushing, shaking, and nausea. Generally, these feelings occur during certain stressful situations, from big things like public speaking to small things like eating lunch in front of a group of people. I really can't stress this enough to check out my part 2 video if you have social anxiety, because it has helped me sincerely a lot, okay? And the reason I keep stressing this out is if you are one of these people, then I know exactly how and what you've been through.